today's going to be an unboxing and a review of the brand new G-Shock I've picked up. So today I'm going to be breaking this down into two parts. It's going to be an unboxing first and then the review will follow after. Let me know in the comments if you guys prefer one big video like this with the review and an unboxing, or just two separate videos, because I want to know if you guys want to see that or just one big one. So let me know in the comments, because it does really help to support the channel, as I do look in the comments quite regularly and I do like to have your guys' feedback implemented into the videos. So any advice, that would be really good. And yeah, I'm going to hand it over to my future self unboxing this brand new G-Shock.
Today I'm unboxing a G-Shock. So I've just taken it out of the initial box that it arrives in, and I kid you not, it's already open. I don't know what the hell, I don't know what's this doing here. I mean, hopefully because it's a G-Shock, it's very robust, it won't matter that it's open, but overall packaging, that's quite bad. I mean, that's really bad. Someone could have tried to steal it or something like that. I mean, it was in a sealed box before it was like this, but still, it was really bad that it's like that. Looking at the packaging, you can see some marking on the box itself. It's clearly like not a brand new box, or if it is, it's not been treated that well. I mean, it's an alright box. There's a nice little G-Shock logo there, but let's open it up a little bit further. There's not even any packaging in here. No foam or polystyrene or anything like that to help protect against bumps. So if I try and slide this out, there we go. This is actually a tin. This tin. We have some instructions and some warranty. That's an international warranty, and a G-Shock instructions. So yeah, I think that's all that's in there. Yep, that's all that's in there. It's quite a unique looking box. I quite like that. So popping open the lid, it then has, okay, there's a piece of foam here, very thin piece of foam. Then you have the Casio instruction manual and the computer. Oh, that's a beefy instruction manual. Wow. And more foam. So this is very well padded actually inside. Quite crumpled, but okay. And then we have the watch itself. Let me just quickly unwrap this for you guys to actually see. And here it is, the G-Shock itself. Time and date, unfortunately, all wrong on this. I have to set that myself. It's a resin strap, and it's not bad looking actually. The reason I've actually gone for this is because it's quite a robust watch, and I want something that's going to last me a while, just for sort of daily use. Nothing fancy, nothing to be wearing to parties or anything like that. So just something that will last a while. So that's why I picked up the Casio G-Shock. I'll have to report back to you guys if I have any issues with this watch, but I imagine it will be pretty robust, but we'll have to see in the coming months.
So that's the G-Shock unboxed, and now I'm going to hand it over to myself in the future, giving you guys what I think about this thing and what's the good and bad things about this. So hand it over to myself once again for review. So the G-Shock, it's a really well-known brand, the Casio G-Shock. Casio have done some really good watches over the years, and they've also done other pieces of equipment, such as calculators for example. But they're really well known for their G-Shocks because of how robust these things are. They're meant to be really, really robust and meant for all weather, all types of environments. That's why they're so well known. But I just can't help but feel a little bit lackluster. This is my first ever G-Shock, and I thought I was going to be blown away by the quality, and I just wasn't. It just doesn't feel like I wanted it to. And what I mean by that is it hasn't got sapphire crystal, for example. The strap is just, it's just uncomfortable. I mean, it just doesn't sit right on me. I don't know why. And I mean, it's nice having a strap that anyone can put on because it's just adjustable, nice resin strap. But that's the thing, is it's resin and it's just not comfortable. It doesn't look good either. It's not stylish. If I had to change anything about this thing, it would 100% be the strap, because it just doesn't fit right. It pinches at the sides too much. It lacks the grip around the end. It doesn't fit right for me. So I would definitely change that about it. Another thing is, it's really hard to put on a resin strap one-handed. A two-part strap is just really annoying to put on one-handed, and comparing it to one of my other watches, it's just so much easier with a metal strap. However, this is a Casio G-Shock, so it has got basic things like 100 meters of water resistance. This is the digital version, so it has got a light at the top as well. I'm sure the other one does have it as well, but I'm not 100% sure, so that's why I'm listing this as a feature on this one. It might be for the others, I don't know. Setting the time and date is actually really simple on this. All you have to do is, at the top it says adjust. You hold that for a couple seconds and it'll let you adjust the individual parts using the start and reset button at the bottom, going up and down between adjusting the time and date. Or you can adjust the year, it's super variable. You can even change it between 24 hours or just the normal 12 hours. So I've got mine set to 24 hours, I prefer that. Easier to read for me, but it's up to you. It's really good for adjustments. So other features that include stuff like a step counter, which is quite useful. I mean, if you want to know how many steps you've done, I mean, I've done 4,749 apparently today. I'm not sure how accurate this is, but that's apparently how many steps I've done today, which seems probably about right, but it is quite useful. It also has Bluetooth, so it can connect to the smartphone app if you want to track it on there. So it is quite useful, it is quite techy, and it has got an absolute ton of features. But then I have to point out the elephant in the room. You could pick up a watch like this, the Phoebus 300 meters water resistant dive watch, for £100 on Amazon all day long. Whereas this I think was £73. Yes, there is a bit of a price difference there. Is it worth it though? I mean, with this, you're getting 300 meters of water resistance, not 100. You're also getting a full metal bracelet, which is just a lot nicer in my opinion, fits a lot nicer. Yes, you have to remove the end links, it's a bit more finicky, but it just fits a lot nicer. So, I don't know. It has got better lume as well. This actually has got lume on the actual dial itself, and it's not just reliant on a little LED light that you have to hold for a couple seconds to turn on. It's just like one of those things that if you want something with sapphire crystal, a reliable quartz movement, and it just looks, in my opinion, a bit better, then you go with the Phoebus. But if you want something that is really robust, really quite cheap, let's be honest, if you want to replace this strap, it's not going to cost more than £20, if that. I mean, the strap on these are going to be dirt cheap, I imagine. They can buy them all day long through things like eBay, Amazon, whatever. It's actually fairly easy to remove the spring bars too. You just have to peel back this part here, and you can see the spring bar just above my fingertip. Yeah, and I mean, you can see here where it's only held in by 4 screws, which then is easy to change the battery or something, but compared to the Phoebus, which was a proper screw down case back, as you can see here, you clearly just lack that water resistance. So overall, I like this, I really do, but I'm just not 100% sold. Maybe it's because I don't like the strap, and I find it really hard to read in the day because it's so bad on the UV coating. I don't feel safe around it with the not sapphire crystal glass. I just feel like I'm going to scratch it or it's going to get damaged. Yes, it is countersunk, so things would hit the outside bezel before hitting the glass, but at the same time I'm still worried that any stone or something like that would get in there if I dropped the watch or something. I'd just be worried about that happening. And yes, it doesn't scratch like a metal watch would because it's not really got anywhere to go. It's just rubber resin. It's not going to get scratched up and beat up. But at the same time, some people like that. Some people like that aesthetic. And it's all, at the end of the day, personal preference. But I'm just giving my review. I do like it, but I'm not sold on it, if I'm honest. I don't like it as much as I like that. But like I said, it's just a personal preference at the end of the day. If you guys have enjoyed this video, leave a like and a comment saying so. We'll see you in this video, guys. Peace.